All right, I had a bump and camera got loose. I may have to take the cover off, but you see, shaking. It's moving a little bit, so it's not tight all the way. Um, did have to point it some more. So I'll do it something like this. Okay, so it did shake it off. Um, this will be my last test anyway, for this phone. But we're going to test out the autofocusing. I think the sound is working. Okay. It went to camera and 4x3 or something like that. I had to get out of the app, camera app, and I was having a lot of problems. So I finally got it taken care of. Now I have to do the focusing again. I'm seeing some flaring. It is the golden hour. And I don't want to go that way. I want to make a left turn, so I have to go this way. Into the bank. And I'm looking for a stoplight. I see cones, so I have to go somewhere like this. Okay, I made the wrong right. Just follow the truck. He will lead the way. Okay, I hope he's in focus. All right, now I can make a left. Yeah, that looks good. Very good. So what do you think? Does it look good? I forgot to look at the setting. Okay. It looks sharp. I don't want to use or change the ND filter while I'm recording because it's very noisy. So I did a test run last night after I put up the video, and you got some daylight, so it does real well in the daylight with the filter. Okay. So I got 423 miles to go. When I get a full tank, it's usually 425. Already had a problem. I'm hoping that the volume is good. I see it doing good on the Road 2 wireless go. I got the right cable plugged in. TRRS to the cell phone. And that's why I messed up on the DJI mic, because I used its adapter and it didn't work. So I use Apple USB-C to 3.5 millimeter microphone jack, headphone, whatever, and it's working. But like I said previously, then what you have to do is put it in Ecamm Live to compress it. And these files are pretty well compressed driving around. and then you got to see if YouTube takes it. So I'm hoping it's on stereo. What perturbs me about devices is you have it on settings, and then you gotta, if you get an update or something, unless you save it to an SD card or whatever. This one doesn't have an SD card, but trying to see if that's the right way. It looks good if I leave it there, because it's still on the road. And you can see more flaring because it's getting darker, okay? But it's better controlled with the ND filter than it is with without one. So it's either HEB or Bucky's. HEB was $2.97, so I thought I was going to get a deal, but the sign was completely wrong, and I didn't want to. I decided to go New Braunfels anyway, so I should have waited and gotten gas at Bucky's. But they're usually busy. So I see they have some strong lights from trucks, and I don't know if they have their high beams on or if it's just because they're a lot higher. It says 55 miles an hour. I'm going 50 in this area, because he'll go from 45 to 55. And Chuanthral Road will take you to New Braunfels, so I don't have to take this all the way to 1863. That'll take me to 1863, so it's kind of like a shortcut, but I got a feeling it's like FM 2252, Old Nacogdoches Road, where it has potholes everywhere. So Chuanthral Road might be a better road. I don't know. And there is a lot of traffic. Yeah, it's 60 miles an hour, okay. See, sometimes when you see a bar or a business or something like that, it might be a little bit more. So I'm going 55. Wildlife Ranch. R&R Roofing. I hope the sound quality is better. The picture's looking awesome, but like I said, when you got the filter on, it may not be as sharp. And I like driving at this time because you kind of remove the hottest part of the day. You have less traffic to deal with, and you can get both testing done with the daylight and nighttime. The only problem is you have to be careful at sunset with deer and headlights. I don't have to worry about the sun because it's behind me and it's already set, so. But still, you can see a little red in the sky, in the clouds. Trying to see if 55 miles an hour will get me better gas mileage instead of 60. No, just went down. See, that's what I'm talking about. So there's a lot of winding curves on this road. It's pretty nice in the daytime, but I like it at nighttime because of all the lights that these houses show. They put it on their fences, gates. It's kind of like a Christmas light decorations. It is 89 degrees outside right now. Air conditioning is feeling good. The other thing I was talking about when I had to stop and readjust the camera, I left the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on. And that was a baddie for me because you put it on airplane mode because you don't want anybody calling or interrupting your recording on the video. Also, it wasn't charging, so I turned those off, put on airplane mode. Hopefully, let's see if it charges. So what I'm using is, I got a 110 volt plug in the car, connected to a surge protector, which I have kind of like a supercharge plug plugged into one of the sockets, and then USB-C cable to the Rode Wireless 2 Go mic. Yeah, it is getting better gas mileage. I'm up to 23.8. But Wireless 2 Go mic, which is then connected to the phone. And what that tells me is, basically, if you have an adapter like a 3.5 millimeter plug, it's not going to charge the phone. Okay? Tell you that right off the bat. So me plugging it into the receiver will keep the receiver charged, but not the phone. And now you can start seeing some of the pretty lights. And I think those are planes, those two stars on the left, if they are stars. And they could be towers, with lights on top of them. I don't know. And like I said, this will be my last test. I've had better cameras do a better job because of less flaring, better controls. So the next project is, I got tired after 8 and slept for about 2 or 3 hours because I was up a long time yesterday. Got to bed at 5 in the morning. Like I said, I'm going to try, I was looking at the 135 millimeter. I like the Plena, okay? And I was looking at the Canon RF 135. On the Sony, I'm just using the Sony a7CR. I got rid of the a7R5, a7C, ZVE1. I do have two ZVE10s that are black and one that's white, so a total of 3. But I'm thinking of getting rid of those too. But then I would have to get rid of the batteries also. I keep the lenses because I got the A7 or A6700, which I like very much. And I will keep the A6100 because that camera's awesome. Never had a problem with that camera. So what I like doing is I'll keep the APS-C cameras on studio for the Sony. I got the FX30 also. And then I got the A6700 with the okay, I think this is a school bus right here. Oh no, it's a turn. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah. So I got all full frame on Panasonic. I don't think they make an APS-C camera. I got 3 S9s. One's loaned out to Briston. He's trying to make up his mind. He's going to get that camera or something else. He has the midnight blue. He likes that color. And then I got the one Z6 III, which I'm loving. It's better than the Z5 II. Has a little bit more features, okay, for the video part. That's where the Z5 II lacks. I got it on ProRes. The colors look fantastic. And I think it's 10-bit. 422. But could be wrong. It could be 12-bit. I'll have to look at it. You can't get that with the Z5 II. And it's just like the, S5 II and S5 IIX were fantastic for Panasonic, but now they came out with the, besides the S1R2, the S1 II and the S1 IIe. I don't know if they're going to come out with the S1 IIH, okay? The two, the only difference is the megapixels instead of the S1R2. And apparently it's, they think it's a better focusing camera. So that's good. Okay, 45 miles an hour. Here's the barbecue place. To the left, I love the lights. And it's almost 9 o'clock, and I think they're closed. I do see some cars still there, though. But it might be for the employees. Now, I think it's 50 miles an hour. I might go down to 45. Because I'm getting close to the city. So, I don't know, it's, what do you think? Is ND filter working? I've used the OBS bought 4K, the Tiny 2 Lite. It was okay, but I like the cameras better. I've used the Sony ZV-1 Mark IIs. They're great. I got dummy batteries for them and stuff, but they're not as good at nighttime because of the 1-inch sensors. Most cameras, like Micro Four Thirds or even APS-C, unless you have a lot of light on your subject, man, these lights. Okay, it's 40 miles an hour. Yep. That's right. At least he turned his brights off. There's the football stadium. Lights are left on. They're on low. They had them off last time, except for the building. Look at all these cars. Wow. And there's a speed trap right here. Depending which way the police car is pointing, he usually catches the cars on 46, but he'll catch them here also. Some people like driving at 55 right around here. Yeah, it's when the cars go away, it looks pretty good, but when you start going into the headlights, then it start a lot of flaring. That's the other reason why I put it, the lens toward the center of the car. And I do have it pointed a little bit to the right, so hopefully it's not that much flaring. I'm not messing with the ND filter because when I move it around, the case will move, and then it's a noisy sound also. I say it's worse than fingernails on a chalkboard. Okay, let's see if these cars, here's the other McDonald's I usually go to, but it turned green. Trying to see if things are still sharp. Now, I could go straight ahead for a couple of miles and not make a right, but then there's quite a few stoplights, okay? So this is the quickest way to I-35, but I usually hit this stoplight over here. I did get a chance where it was green. I was real happy about that, but 95% of the time it's in red. Because the HEB is right there, and a lot of people going into HEB. See, it just turned yellow. So it'll be red by the time I get there. And I believe it's 45 miles an hour on this loop. What it is if I go the other way. And I didn't have to wait long. So is that car in focus in front of you? So I'm at 27.8 miles to the gallon, which is good. If I'm on a long highway run, then I can get like 33. I've gotten 35, I think. 35, 36. So that's a pretty spectacular sight coming down off the hill, looking at all the city lights. I'm almost at 29 miles to the gallon. I'm just trying to glide. It's supposed to be 45. So, dry Comal Creek is dry most of the time, but when there's flooding and stuff, it takes the water away. And this works all the way from San Antonio to New Braunfels. miles to the gallon. And here's the other McDonald's coming up to the right, the Golden Arches. And I'll be making a right at the highway. So is the truck sharp? Is it clear? I don't know. His license plates are dirty, but so it was a test to see if I can keep the cell phone charged, not when you have a microphone installed in it. Well, these cars don't turn left. What they probably did was to get off the highway and then they go straight. So it'll only take me about 10 minutes to get home. This has been recording for 32 minutes. I've been averaging like 45 to 51, depending on the stoplights and traffic. Now you can see why I like driving this. The construction on I-35 is getting worse. Also, there's a lot of construction downtown. With the NIOSA and the spring break and over with, Mother's Day is already passed, so it's Memorial Day coming up in about a couple of weeks. Thinking of going to Schlitterbahn. I'm definitely not going to bring my phone to the water. So anyway, planning to make some trips. I've noticed that I'm careful on the links through Instagram and Facebook. I turned off all of the push stuff through text and all that to reduce data. I think I reduced my phone bill as much as possible. But we'll see. I don't know about the insurance on this. I mean, I got it through AT&T, all right, instead of Apple. So I don't know if it's the same thing. I would hate to get one through Apple and then I'm paying for AT&T also. That's one thing you also have to look at. And in the long run, let's say if you save yourself $15 a month or whatever fee they charge you for anything that goes wrong with your phone, or device, I should say, if you didn't have it and you just bought a new phone or device outright, I think it would save you a little bit more money, depending if it still is working in 6 months. If it works for like 2 or 3 years, then it's okay. But I think with that AT&T, if you want to move on up, you pay less money because you've already paid for it. So that's another feature you have to consider. You can request a PIN if you want to go to another service. So, you know, if you want to go that cheaper route. I've had no problems with AT&T. I've had problems with Verizon, where they nickel and dime you. Some of the other carriers I heard horror stories with. There is some that are still on the AT&T, but it's for seniors and you pay less. A lady from Hampshire, where they can use different programs to do your photographs and video enhancements. Look at that motorcycle. It's quiet though. It's kind of dark also. But anyway, they'll do the work for you. I'm not looking forward to that. I am paying like $400 with eCam Live a year. Not paying for Lightroom, but I am looking at, what is it? Z Wade was talking about this. Julia Trotti is saying Aperture. But that's with photographs where you can spiff them up. It looks a lot easier than Photoshop. I don't have Lightroom. I'm not changing the not using the service, but apparently that's an add-on. So I'm looking into that. He says that you can buy the, you don't have to buy the monthly, you can have like the lifetime service, they still have it. So I'll look into that. I was watching some videos of, who's that guy I always watch? Anyway, he had some videos showing how he did Lightroom work, and then he found Aperture, and he still uses Lightroom, but he used it as an add-on to Lightroom, and it saves him a whole bunch of steps. So I'll be looking at that. He was looking about the removing the blemishings, matching the skin tone. He was showing quite a few things, and it was very interesting. I think Mr. Camera Junkie also has that. And I'm almost home. Now, the extra minutes are usually from my house to where I come back home, okay, when I make this drive, and I make it like, shoot, I've been averaging once a week, you know, and testing out different cameras and stuff. Some people were complaining they wanted to see more of my car vlogs. And one guy wanted me to do on the iPhone, and I satisfied his need. Some people want me to use certain lenses, which I don't have anymore. I got the RF24 to 50, but they got the new 28 to 70 f2.8, which I think is a much better. Okay. Yep, I'm going to get off here. You see traffic kind of stalling. See it slowing down on the left. I did clean the filter, and the see, car is getting off on the I learned with experience you go this route. Now they probably blocked this off, so I have to take Corporate Drive to the right. That's the only thing. Now some people want to turn left, so I'm stuck here. Okay, they're in the left lane. Okay, they got a left lane. Good. So I could have gone. Yeah, you see, he decided, oh, I made the wrong turn. I have to get back. I have to go the other way. So they got some, a lot of businesses over here, right next to the city of Selma, where you pay your fines to the police, and water and trash and sewage. You notify them of any new pets that have deceased, or if you've got new pets, you got to register them. They got the fire department here to the right, and the police station. And the city council has meetings here. The mayor's office is across the highway, where I turn right, if I would turn left. It's right next to the old stagecoach, or the stage coach place where they, just before they get to San Antonio. They would stop there, get some new horses or whatever, deliver mail, you name it. So I don't know, is it clear? See, it's still flaring a little bit. I could reduce it. It might make it a little bit darker. So I'll say this, that the cameras do have better picture quality, you know, on these drives. And there's a guy standing there ready to cross. So what do you think? Write down in the comments what you think, if it's well worth it. So you can see a lot of flaring, even with the filter on. But I do have it, I don't have it dark. And you see traffic is starting to pile up because highway construction, and they're probably paving the road like you did on the other side. They're just doing it on this side. And the racetrack is lit up, or the stands is. I've never been there. Mondays you can go to the racetrack and they have horses where you can pet, ride. I used to see a lot of horse riding here when I first moved. 2017-18, and or was it 2007? Yeah, it was 2007. I'm sorry. 2006, December. I think it was before Christmas. It might have been after. Okay. I'll be getting the green light shortly, since this truck was here for a while. Doesn't look too bad. And you see, it recorded 48 minutes. So if I would have started recording when I left the house, it'd be like 51 minutes. 3 extra minutes. And here it is. And I have no trash and recycle. So since I live by myself, put out the trash once every other week, and then recycle once a month, maybe once every 2 months. So, anyway, thank you for tagging along. Remember, stay safe, keep smiling, and I will see you next time. Bye, folks. Have a wonderful day.